To check Chloe's progress throughout the 9 weeks, you want to make sure you have your student's pacing guide that the teacher sent out to you. This is the guide you use to set up your student's lesson every week. And at the end, on that pacing guide, you're going to see one of the columns is total number of lessons. It also has total percentage of lessons. So this is the number of lessons Chloe should have completed by the end of the 9 weeks. Again, this is just an example pacing guide, so you're going to want to find her pacing guide and match those numbers up for her. So for example, on this pacing guide, this student should have 17 lessons completed by Friday in art. If they had 17 lessons completed by Friday, their percentage will be 23.6% of lessons completed. So how you would check this for Chloe and make sure she's completing lessons, you can pull up her pacing guide here, and you would simply go to her progress page in the online school. My progress tab is right here. Yours will be selected up here, and you can just click it. It's progress, and it will show you the same view. So you can look through here and see if she is on track. You can also switch it. I've already clicked it over here to number of lessons and then update, and it's going to show you the number of lessons instead of the percentage. If you prefer to see the percentage, you would just unclick that and hit update. But as you can see here, Chloe's completed 36 math lessons as of today. So if we were matching her up with this pacing guide that I am working on here, which this is not her pacing guide, so you would want to verify on her pacing guide. This student is required to have 42 lessons completed by Friday. So if this was Chloe's, you would want to just go in and say, okay, in order for her to be 100% and have a 100% grade average for the end of the 9 weeks in math, you would need to have a 42 in this section by Friday. You would go down each row and match them up with your pacing guide. So for example, if your student's pacing guide in ELA showed that she needs to have 42 ELA lessons completed, you would again go over to your students page and say, okay, she's got 35. That means we need to be at 42 if we want 100% grade percentage by the end of the 9 weeks. So that's how you will match that up. Now, on the view that I sent you, you can look at that and read that by this way. It will give you the same information. As you can see here, it's going to show you the actual and expected progress. So this first number is the 36 math lessons that Chloe has completed. As of today, she's supposed to have 37 completed. So her grade percentage is a 97% currently in math, which is an A. For ELA, you can see she's completed 35, and the expected progress is expected lessons are at 39. So her grade percent average as of today is a 90%. Science is where she needs to have a little bit more work done. She's completed 11 lessons and needs to be at 16, so that puts her at a 69%. So, real easy to get that up into a C or a B if she works hard this week. As you can see, she's ahead of progress in state history, ahead of progress in history. She has 150%, so that is well above an A. She is ahead of progress in social studies, again, 200%, so that's an A. She has an A in art currently and an A in music, a B in PE. So that's how you will read that page that I sent off to you. But in order for you to track her progress and know where she is and follow how many lessons she needs to be completing, you will need to be looking at your pacing guide so you can track the number of lessons that she needs to be at each week. And as you can see this on the pacing guides, if we go back a week, the numbers change. So for this week, which would have been last week, it tells you the total number of lessons that she needs to be at. It also tells you the number of lessons she needs to complete in each subject weekly. So definitely make sure you have your pacing guide. You will be getting a new one for the second 9 weeks, and that's what you will use to set up your schedule each week to ensure the student is tracking correctly. and how you will verify if her progress or total number of lessons is where it needs to be. Please let me know if you have any questions or if this didn't answer what you need, and I will gladly give you a call or respond an email, however you prefer.